Welcome to Saving the Sale training. This training course is designed to certify our customer care and front office associates in the art of saving the sale. This training is strictly focused on her decision to cancel after the sale has been entered. Specific skills that we will be addressing in this training are identifying her needs, listening for clues, and formulating options to avoid sales cancellations. The ultimate outcome is to save the sale and to keep our relationship with the customer intact. Before we get into the training, we need to start with a few basic assumptions. Number one, let's assume that the salesperson used all of the right sales techniques and helped her to find the right solution to meet her needs. Assumption number two should be that she bought with positive intent. She didn't spend all the time in the store shopping just to cancel the sale. She loved the furniture and she wants it in her home. Through excellent customer service, we retain sales, we make the customer happy, and we also improve our own job satisfaction. Being an advocate for her means that we're there for her, no matter what the situation is. Maybe she just decided that the payment's going to be a little bit too much. Maybe someone in her life has questioned her decision to make the purchase. Maybe there's been an issue. Maybe there was a delay in product or a delivery issue. Whatever the situation, it's our job to reassure her and to make it right. It is not uncommon for us to be at the receiving end of all of the emotions that she has bottled up since she purchased. Our ability to remain calm, empathize, and provide options will be the key to turning it all around for her. There are several positive customer service behaviors that will allow us to retain the sale and keep our relationship with the customer intact. There are 4 customer service behaviors that we're going to discuss in this training. Number 1, maintaining a positive attitude. Number 2, offer the customer reassurance. Number 3, listen and acknowledge the issue. Number 4, present options to avoid cancellation. We'll explore each of these behaviors in greater detail. There are several things that you can do to make sure that you're always prepared. To begin with, choose a positive state and smile. When you're on the phone, it will improve your voice intonation. And when you're greeting a customer in person, it will give you a more approachable demeanor. So having a positive attitude is what to do. One of the things you should not do is discuss policy. While policies are important to protect the business, it's very important that we focus on resolving the customer's issue and focus on what's possible. Beginning the conversation with policy is going to limit your ability to collaborate with the customer to come up with solutions that work for everybody. If a customer contacts us a week after purchase and they tell you that they want to cancel their order, you could start off the conversation by saying, "I'm sorry, ma'am, we have a 48-hour cancellation policy and you sign a document that states that." You could say that because it's true, but what you're going to do at that point is put the customer on the defensive and you're not going to be able to get anywhere. A better approach is to say to her, "Ma'am, if canceling your order is what you want to do, then I will make sure that that gets handled. But before we go to that step, would you please give me an opportunity to try to make this right for you?" The most critical step here is to avoid saying no, avoid quoting policy, and put yourself on her side so that y'all are on the same team and you're working towards the same goal. So if you're in person with the customer, one step is going to be to get her into an environment where you can be collaborative, where it's not out in the open, where other people are staring. And because if that's going on, she's going to be less likely to want to team up with you. She's going to want to look right, because that's how we are as humans. We want to be right. So this isn't about right or wrong. It's just about solving the issue. So the best thing to do is to de-escalate her. And we want to choose an environment that's open to constructive conversation. Another pitfall that we want to avoid is to start looking at the dollar amount of the sale to make a decision about how we're going to proceed. Our customers are all valuable, whether they bought a $100 lamp or spent $10,000 furnishing their entire home. They are still our customer and they're still valuable. We need their referrals and their loyalty to grow our business. The example that I just gave is a great leeway into step 2, which is to offer her reassurance. Once you have reassured her that we're going to do whatever it takes to make things right, even if that means canceling her order, she's going to relax and begin to trust you and be more open to listening to the options that you have to offer. The goal of the conversation is to present options and to remain in communication with the guest so that she knows what's going on. If the customer feels like she doesn't know what's going on with her purchase and that her money is out there at risk, she's going to become irritated and agitated. After you've reassured the customer, ask her to provide you with details of what's happened so that you can address her concerns. If she's hesitant to offer details to you and says she's just done, empathize with her. Tell her that you don't blame her for being upset, that if you were in her shoes, you would feel that way too. It's also important to let her know that no matter what's happened in the past, she has the right person in front of her right now, and that no one in the company is going to work harder for her than you. There are times when we're dealing with a customer situation when it feels like it would just be easier to hand it off to someone else, get your manager involved. And they may be able to take care of it, but the bottom line is if you turn it over to someone else, you lose the opportunity for job satisfaction. And you know what? You can do it. Whatever it is that your manager was going to do, you can do it too. Because the key is empathizing, remaining positive, smiling, and offering her those reassurances. So if you've employed all of your techniques, all the best, you've empathized, you're being positive, you're reassuring her, and she still doesn't want to talk to you, at that point, let her know that you're going to turn this over to your manager. Of course, if the customer tells you that they're not interested in speaking to anyone, including your manager, then go ahead and process the cancellation. Sometimes, allowing her to feel like she's regained that control is all it takes to get her to come back and make another purchase. And I'm not just saying that. I truly have had situations where I've canceled the order and within an hour the customer called back and said, you know what? I really do want that furniture. I was just so upset that I didn't want to hear anything that you had to say. Let's go ahead and move forward and let's see what you can do to get me your furniture. So let's recap one more time the best steps for cancellation conversations. Stay positive, assume positive intent, smile, offer her reassurances and empathize. If you can't get it done, turn it over to your manager. It doesn't mean that you were bad or wrong, just sometimes they need to speak to someone else. Make sure you eliminate the conversation about policy. There's no reason to focus on what we can't do. We should always focus on what we can do. Avoid forming an opinion before you have all the details, and don't allow your emotions to get in the way. If we allow a customer to cancel without discussing all the reasons why and the details behind it, then we're not providing her with the best customer service possible. We're not being her advocate. It's our job to build on the trust that our salesperson initiated with her when she made the purchase in the store. Our relationship with her is built on trust. Buying furniture is a long-term purchase decision, and she wouldn't have made the decision to make the purchase if she didn't trust us. Active listening is the key to showing concern for the customer situation and engaging the customer in a solution. When listening, it's important to not just listen for understanding of what's happening, but also for the emotion behind their words. How's the customer feeling? Are they confused? Are they frustrated? Or are they just generally unhappy? There are countless emotions that can emerge, but what you need to understand is what is truly driving their decision to want to cancel. As you listen to the customer, ask them if it's okay for you to jot down a few notes while you're talking. It's the best way to make sure that you are fully engaged in the conversation and that you don't miss anything. You can also then use those notes to refer back to everything that she's told you, to confirm with her that you captured all of her concerns. Here are some things to remember that will encourage active listening. First of all, ask open-ended questions. For instance, Mrs. Jones, you mentioned that you want to return your sofa. Please share with me what your concerns are regarding the sofa. Keep an open mind and listen with the intent to understand. Avoid forming opinions or responses until you've heard the customer out. You don't want to make the mistake of providing a solution to something that isn't even the problem. If we, as a company, have disappointed her, make sure that you apologize and let her know that that is not the way we want to operate our business, and it does not represent our core values as a company. Let her know that no matter what's happened in the past, she's with the right person now, and that you are going to work so hard for her to make sure that she gets the furniture that she loves in her home in a timely manner. One of the things that I like to tell customers is that you absolutely have the right person on the phone. And you have to believe that. Because if you believe it, then she will. So step 4 is to present options to avoid sales cancellations. Once you've listened to her complaint fully, you're armed with the information that you need to help solve her problem. The goal should be to solve her problem while she's in front of you or on the phone with you. The best time to solve the issue is now, not later. If it is impossible to get the resolution right now, then make sure that you agree upon a date and time when you'll follow up with the customer. And whatever that date and time is, make sure you follow up. Your ability to keep the integrity of your word is key to maintaining the trust that the customer has with Ashley Home Store, and for your ability to be her advocate. Avoid believing that the only way to solve her problem is to give her something for free. Let's face it, the only reason you're having this discussion with her is because something changed from the time that she purchased. She would not have gone through the hassle of making the purchase in the store if she thought it wasn't going to go well. It's your job to figure out what changed and to determine what can be done to change it again. Being on the receiving end of a complaint or a request for cancellation is not fun, especially if you aren't sure how to handle it. So let's go over some of the most common reasons why customers want to cancel and some possible solutions that you could use to solve this problem for her. Remember, if you can't come up with a solution that works for the customer, talk to your manager, partner up. Together, you might find a different solution. When you're ready to offer solutions to her, make sure that you're careful about the way that you present those options, because how we communicate is just as important as what we communicate. So the first example is the customer just changed her mind. She calls you and says, I purchased yesterday, but I've changed my mind. The first thing that you should say is, Mrs. Jones, I'll be happy to help you. Then follow it up with a question like, would you mind sharing with me what changed? The reason for my question is that we're always looking for feedback to help improve our company. Depending upon what her answer is, you can offer options. If she tells you that she found furniture somewhere else cheaper, make sure she knows that we have a price match option. If she tells you she's decided that it's just not going to look right in the room, offer her reselection. The second reason for cancellation that we're going to discuss is personal hardship. So if she lets you know that something's changed in her life financially, or maybe there's been a personal tragedy, make sure that you empathize and let her know that you're so sorry for what she's going through. Then also let her know that we have lots of financing options available. And if she's open to that, we could have someone call her to discuss what options might be available to help her. Let's say that she calls in because there's been delay on her product and she tells you she doesn't want to wait for it. Make sure that you first apologize for the delay in getting her the product. Then offer her some options. Let her know that you might be able to deliver a part of her order. Make sure that you check her financing first, because you don't want to offer a solution that we then can't follow through on. If that doesn't work, you could offer reselection for something that is in stock that she can get sooner. If she's not willing to reselect, then talk to her about waiting for the product because she picked something that's so beautiful and so popular and it's worth the wait. Perhaps she's asking to cancel because she's had problems with her delivery and she's just not willing to give us another chance. Make sure that you empathize with her. Let her know that you completely understand her frustration, because honestly, wouldn't we all be frustrated if that happened to us? Let her know that you're going to provide feedback to all the appropriate parties. If her sales order allows, offer to refund her delivery fee. Let her know that what happened is not a representation of us, how we do business, or the experience that we want for our customers. If the product that she selected is no longer available, let her know that you're going to double check in the system to make sure we can't fill the item. If we can't, let her know that we have a ton of beautiful furniture in our store and we feel confident that she will find something that she loves just as much. Perhaps she's wanting to cancel because she went and purchased somewhere else. Make sure that you ask her why she made the decision to buy somewhere else, and let her know that the reason for your question is because we have a 30-day price match guarantee. She may not be aware. In the end, our goal is to make sure that our customers are completely satisfied with their purchase. Remember, it's in their home. They're going to pass by these pieces every day, and when they do, we want them to look at those pieces and think, man, I love that furniture. Satisfied customers tell other people about their experience. Not only that, they become loyal customers and they come back and buy again and again. At HCH, we are determined to fulfill our mission of furnishing the dreams of our associates, our customers, and the children in our communities. Remember our mission when you are saving a sale, because every time that we're able to save the sale, we increase our opportunity to be able to fulfill our mission every day. We serve thousands of customers each year. It is inevitable that we will face a situation that causes our customers to want to cancel, whether it's buyer's remorse, a delivery issue, or just a change in the customer's life. In the end, it is your ability to use positive customer service behaviors that will allow us to eliminate cancellations and to maintain a strong relationship with our customers. Use the 4-step process. 1, begin with a positive attitude. 2, offer reassurance. 3, listen and acknowledge. And 4, offer solutions to avoid cancellation. Your passion for service excellence will leave an indelible print on our business and our customers. Thank you for attending Saving the Sale training.